The Code of Criminal Procedure 1898 CRPC, total marks 10. Topic number 12 Bails in Code of Criminal Procedure 1898 Video number 12/A. Introduction Summary of topic. Bail means short-term release of an accused person awaiting trial. Bail is the judicial release of an accused charged with a certain offense by imposing some restrictions on him and compelling him to remain within the jurisdiction of court. It is a kind of the security required by a court for the release of a prisoner who must appear at a future time. As defined in PLD 1998 SC1, a bail is a release of a person from the custody of police and delivery into the hands of suretor who undertake to produce him before the court whenever required to do so. According to CRPC, the offences are categorized into two categories. Bailable offense. It has been mentioned in the Criminal Procedure Code that if there is a case of bailable offense, in such circumstances the accused has an indefeasible right to grant of bail. In such sort of offense, reasonable surety is being considered necessary. It is very clear that a person who is accused of bailable offense has a right to be released on bail. Bailable offences are those which had been explained in the first schedule of Criminal Procedure Code. In other words, these are those which are made bailable by any other law which are in force at that time. Non-bailable offense. Non-bailable means offense other than bailable which are shown in the first schedule and explain section 4b. Non-bailable offences are grave and serious offense, for example dacoity, rape and murder. Under non-bailable offences, grant of bail is matter of discretion. Basic principle underlying release on bail. The principle underlying release on bail is that an accused person is presumed in law to be innocent until his guilt is proved, and a presumably innocent person, he is entitled to freedom and every opportunity to look after his case, provided his attendance is secured by proper security. It is also an accused's rights that he may liberal the eye of law defends the allegations levelled against him and pursues his case as well. Bail in non-bailable offences. In non-bailable offences, the accused can be granted bail under the provisions of Section 497 Code of Criminal Procedure subject to conditions that the court from study of material placed before it thinks that no reasonable justification be present to believe that the accused is guilty of a non-bailable offence. Such allegations shall be granted at the discretion of the court. It must be used judicially and not arbitrarily. The person who is accused of an offence which bailable, in this regard bail is to be granted. However, if there are non-bailable cases, the court has to decide on the question of granting the bail keeping in mind following considerations. I. The nature of the offence. 2. Seriousness of the offence. 3. A reasonable possibility of the presence of the accused being secured at the trial. There is a reasonable apprehension of the evidence being tampered with and the quantum of punishment. 4. Whenever an application for bail is presented before a court, the first question the court to decide is whether the charge on the accused is bailable or not. If bailable, then bail will be granted. If the offence is non-bailable, further considerations will arise before the court. Further following considerations are made. Seriousness and nature of offence. Character of evidence. Circumstances which are unique to the accused. A reasonable possibility of accused's presence not being secured at the time of trial. Reasonable apprehension of witnesses being tampered. Kinds of bail. Bail is of the following three kinds. 1. Pre-arrest bail, anticipatory bail, Section 498. 2. Bail after arrest, post-arrest bail. 3. Bail after conviction. 1. Bail before arrest, pre-arrest bail. Pre-arrest bail is very rare and limited. It can be extended in very strong and exceptional circumstances, either based on mala fide intention or enmity. Section 498 of the Code of Criminal Procedure throws light on the topic of pre-arrest bail. In 2003 PCRJ 135, The court states the conditions that bail before arrest is a bail which is granted in a case where the arrest is for ulterior motives. Prosecution motivated to cause irreparable injury to the reputation and liberty. Motivation of police on political consideration, etc. Pre-arrest bail are further of two types. I. Protective bail. Protective bail was granted to the accused till a specified date for moving pre-arrest bail application before trial court. It enables the accused to approach the concerned court of other provinces for the purpose of obtaining pre-arrest bail without touching its merits. In Thadar Baksalia Karo v. State, 2008 P. CR LJ Sindh 106, the High Court granted protective bail to the accused without dilating upon the merits or demerits of the case. 2. Direct approach to High Court. The High Court has power under Section 498, Criminal Procedure Code, to make an order that a person who is suspected of an offence for which he may be arrested by a police officer or a court, shall be admitted to bail. The exercise of this power of grant of bail before arrest is an extraordinary relief to be granted only in extraordinary situations to protect innocent persons against victimization through amusement of law for ulterior motives. In Rana Muhammad Arshad vs. Muhammad Rafiq and another, the Supreme Court of Pakistan held that while seeking bail directly from higher court, the accused need to show that his arrest was being sought for ulterior motives, particularly on the part of the police, to cause irreparable humiliation to him and to disgrace and dishonor him. 2. Bail after arrest. Post-arrest bail. A post-arrest bail can be granted to a person who has already been arrested and kept in police custody. When the accused has been arrested by the law enforcing agency, bail may be generated to him under Section 497 of CRPC. For confirmation of post-arrest, after arrest, bail, following are essential conditions to fulfill. Prohibitory clause. According to Section No. 497 of Criminal Procedure Code, post-arrest bail cannot be granted when there exists reasonable grounds for believing that the petitioner has been guilty of that offence, which is punishable with death or imprisonment for life or imprisonment for 10 years. It reveals that the precondition or essential ingredient for confirmation of post-arrest bail is that the alleged offence should not fall within the prohibitive clause of Section No. 497 of Criminal Procedure Code. No reasonable ground for commission of non-bailable offence. Another precondition for confirmation of post-arrest bail is that there should be no reasonable grounds for believing that the accused has committed a non-bailable offence. Sufficient grounds for further inquiry. For confirmation of post-arrest bail, there should also be sufficient grounds for further inquiry into guilt of the accused. Bail bond. Post-arrest bail can be confirmed when the accused is ready to submit bail bond in prescribed manner under Criminal Procedure Code. 3. Bail after conviction. It is granted when after conviction of accused, the appeal has been accepted for hearing and the court observes that there are grounds for the release of the accused, therefore, it accepts the bail petition and allows bail also under Section 426. Who may be released on bail after conviction? Under Section 426, 1-0. The appellate court shall release a convicted person who has been sentenced to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 3 years and his appeal has not been decided within period of 6 months beyond his conviction. To imprisonment for a period exceeding 3 years but not exceeding 7 years and his appeal has not been decided within a period of 1 year from the date of his conviction. To imprisonment for life or for a period exceeding 7 years and his appeal has not been decided within a period of 2 years from the date of conviction. Power conferred by High Court U/5 426, 2. The High Court is also authorized to exercise aforesaid powers in the case of any appeal filed by a convicted person to a court subordinate to it. 4. Protective bail. Under Section 498 of the Criminal Procedure Code of 1898, An accused person can get protective bail when he or she can't go to the concerned court and is in another province, or if the same case is registered in two different courts. Difference between protective bail and bail before arrest. Under Section 498 of the Criminal Procedure Code of 1898, an accused person can get protective bail when he or she can't go to the concerned court and is in another province, or if the same case is registered in two different courts. He can get pre-arrest bail from the High Court of his jurisdiction. Chapter 39 of CRPC Summary. Section 496. Bail can be granted to a person who is arrested or detained without a warrant by a police officer or brought before a court for a non-bailable offense. The person may be released on bail or discharged by executing a bond without sureties, at the discretion of the officer or court. Section 497. Bail may be granted for non-bailable offences unless there are reasonable grounds to believe that the accused has committed a serious offence punishable by death, life imprisonment, or 10 years of imprisonment. Special provisions apply to individuals under 16 years of age, women, and sick or infirm individuals. The prosecution must be given notice before releasing the accused on bail. Section 498. The amount of the bond for bail should be reasonable and not excessive. The High Court or Court of Session can direct the admission to bail or reduction of bail requirements. Section 498-A. Bail cannot be granted to a person not in custody or not present in court, and it applies only to cases currently registered against the individual. Section 499. Before being released on bail, a person must execute a bond, and one or more sureties may be required. The bond ensures that the accused will attend court as required. Section 500. Once the bond is executed, the person is released from custody. This section specifies the procedures for release and exceptions when the bond was executed for a different matter. Section 501. If insufficient sureties are accepted or later become insufficient, the court can issue a warrant for the person's arrest and order them to find sufficient sureties or be committed to jail. Section 502. Sureties for a person released on bail can apply to a magistrate to discharge the bond, either wholly or partially. The magistrate can issue a warrant for the person's appearance and decide on discharging the bond or requiring new sureties. Refusal of bail. When a court has reason to believe that an accused person is likely to commit similar or any other offense if he is enlarged on bail, it would refuse bail whatever other considerate 9-ons there may be in favor of the accused. To grant of bail, the court shall necessarily consider the following points while deciding the application for the grant of bail. A. There is reasonable ground for belief that the accused had committed the offense. B. Nature as well as gravity of the charge. C. In case of convict, severity of punishment. D. Apprehension of absconder when released on bail. E. The character, the means and the standing of the accused, 2013 PCR LJ 32. F. Danger of witness being tampered with. G. Opportunity must be given to petitioner to his/her defense. H. Time for which petitioner is behind the bar. I. Whether petitioner is the first information report, 2007 YLR 3076. J. Whether the accused is the record holder, 2008 YLR 2105. K. Whether reasonable possibility of false implication of accused petitioner cannot be ruled out, PLD 1997 Karachi 165. 1. Each and every accused must be presumed not be guilty. M. Defeated should not be allowed in the process of trial. N. Possibility of commission is the further offense to be safeguarded. In offenses which are punishable with death or imprisonment for life and imprisonment for period up to 10 years, the court must consider the following points at bail stage. A. Benefit of reasonable doubt. B. Identify or identification of the accused. C. The role of accused in the occurrence. D. Presence of the accused at crime scene. E. Allegations added in FIR. F. Statements made in FIR. G. Supplementary statement during police navigation and police diary. H. Plea raised by the accused, PLJ Shariat Court AJK 23. To conclude, the object of bail is to save innocent persons from being unnecessarily harassed. In every bailable offense, bail is granted as a matter of right and not as a matter of favor. The grant in non-bailable offences depends upon the discretion of the court and such concession cannot be claimed as of right.